Good morning, fourth grade DLP. So this is lesson 6 of the literary essay. And today what you're going to be doing to build your second body paragraph, where you have your second piece of evidence to back up your claim, you're going to be focusing on something that you're already very familiar with. You're going to be focusing on adding quotes to support your claim, and you're going to quote specific words. You can focus on specific words that describe the thing that you are trying to convince the reader about. You can also quote specific actions that will support your idea, specific actions by the character that you're focusing on. I'm assuming most of you are focusing on Karana. And I'm going to show you how you can think about it as you're writing it out. If you're not sure exactly how to use the quote, this form gives you step by step. Ways to bring quotes into an essay is going to be a PDF that I'm going to put on the assignment page for today, and it will help you organize your paragraph step by step. So the first thing you want to do is you want to tell the reader what the text says. And this is the same as the first body paragraph, where you really want to tell the reader what claim you're going to be supporting. So in this case, you're going to focus first on the quote that you want to add. And so you would start off with, in the text, it says, and then you would quote the text. The second thing you're going to do is you're going to give a mini summary to set up the quote. So you're going to say, in the text, it says, and you're going to quote. Then you're going to give a mini summary having to do with that particular quote. And you want to make sure that you rehearse that mini summary either out loud or in your head to make sure that you can really say it as smoothly and clearly as possible for your reader. The third thing you're going to do, The third thing you're going to do is you're going to tell who, from what text, who you are quoting, and what character is aiming, and what the character is aiming to do. So you can say, in this section, Karana, blah, blah, blah. Or you can say from what text. You can say, this quote comes from chapter 12 or something of the sort. Or you can say you are quoting, for example, you can say that you are actually quoting. You can either specify if it's the narrator or if it's Karana who is speaking, or you can even say Scott Odell. You can say you're quoting Scott Odell, who wrote the novel Island of the Blue Dolphins. So here's one example they give you. The narrator and in this case, the example is from a book called Fox. So their example refers to that. You would refer to your novel that you're writing about. The narrator in Fox conveys the setting by saying. So in this case, you could say, if you're going to be speaking specifically about the setting, you would say the narrator in Island of the Blue Dolphins conveys the setting by saying. And so we know that Scott Odell uses a lot of descriptive language, and he tries to set up a mood or to make you have feelings about the place and the setting and what's happening to Korana. So you can say that Scott Odell conveys the setting by saying blah, blah, blah. And this makes the reader feel yada yada. Does that make sense? Another way that this is showing you that you can write it, it says, and in this case, the example book is Fox About a Dog. Dog, the main character in Fox, shows his love for her by saying, so you would do something similar, but you would insert your information about Island of the Blue Dolphins. Karana, the main character in Island of the Blue Dolphins, shows her love for blank by saying or by thinking or by doing. Okay, so that's the third point. The last point, the fourth point, use just a few words in the middle of a sentence. So you can use a few words in the middle of a sentence from a quote. So you can have a complete sentence and just insert a tiny little piece of quote in the middle of your sentence. So dog does what makes magpie happy every day for months. So you see how they quoted from the book every day, and it's just 2 words, but they use that in the sentence to back up the claim and what they're trying to convince their reader about. So I hope this is helpful. For those of you who are feeling pretty confident about how to incorporate quotes in your essay or in your paragraph, I have this chart that just reminds you when choosing a quote, essayists ask. So you are writing a 5-paragraph essay. So in fact, you are an essayist as well. And so when choosing a quote, essayists ask, can I point to specific words or actions that support my bullet? Or in this case, that support one of the scenes that you want to talk about to back up your claim? Can I explain exactly how these words or actions support my bullet? So don't just say, this scene supports my bullet. You want to go on and elaborate and say how that scene supports exactly what your claim is. So I hope this is helpful. So you will be using this to write your second body paragraph in which you can quote from the text in a more creative way. You can quote at the very beginning of your paragraph. You can quote in the middle of your paragraph when you're summarizing the story, or you can quote just a little tiny bit of the text inside your sentences to pull from the text to back up your claim. So, boys and girls, this will be your body paragraph 2 for Island of the Blue Dolphins, and you will write this in the Google form that I included for lesson 5. And if you're writing it by hand, you would just put it in your notebook, take a picture of it, and have it ready for next Monday's lesson. I do want to look at them, so I would like for you to send the 3 body paragraphs to me by Thursday or Friday so that I have time to look them over during the weekend. I will send you the 3rd style of writing the body paragraph tomorrow, and I will send you another one on Thursday, but that one is sort of extra. And since you only have 3 body paragraphs, you get to choose which of the 3 styles you want to use for your body paragraphs. Okay? Happy writing!